So this is the sheep brain I dissected, which is consisted of the cerebrum, which is just two hemispheres that controls your senses, like thoughts and movement. And then it's also has three different layers of meninges, and your outermost layer is your dura mater, and then your middle is your arachnoid. And you also have a pia mater, and that's just the layer outside your brain. And then you have a cortex, which that surrounds the brain, also divides the brain into four lobes. You have your frontal, parietal, occipital, and then your temporal lobes right here. And what divides those are the gyrus and the gyri, and the sulcus are those little like grooves in your brain, and the gyrus are the bumps of the brain. It can also increase the amount of cerebral cortex that can fit into your skull. And then you have your hippocampus, which is involved with memory, like long-term memory. And then your hypophysis, also known as pituitary gland, which helps growth control, blood pressure, energy, sex organs, and more. And then you have your medulla, which regulates like breathing and sneezing, and you have like your sensory and motor neurons also travel through your medulla to get to the parts of the brain they need to go to. And then you also have your midbrain, which helps the function of motor neurons, particularly in the eye. The olfactory bulbs contains the neurons that synapse with like the olfactory nerves, which help your nasal cavity detect smells, which is located right here. And then you have your cerebellum, which controls things like your coordination, balance, and receives information from sensory systems that contain, like the spinal cord. Let me repeat that. So you have your cerebellum, which controls things like your coordination and balance by receiving information from the sensory systems like the spinal cord, which is right here. And your cerebellum is this right here. As you see, like it has like the tree form, like they look like little trees. And then you have your cerebral abduct, which separates your third and fourth ventricle. So your third ventricle is right here, your fourth ventricle is right here, and what connects them is this right here. It also acts like your cushion of the brain in a way. Then you have your coronal plexus, that just consists of capillaries. And then the corpus callosum is a part of the brain that allows communication between the two hemispheres. And that is located like right here. And then the brain also consists of 12 cranial nerves that exit the brain. Like some involve like special senses like hearing, while others involved in controlling muscles. And you can see some of them like right there, here, and they all exit the brain. And then you have the dicephalon, which contains the thalamus and the hypothalamus, and that's right here. And your hypothalamus is right here. And your hypothalamus controls like your metabolic process and release hormones that regulate the control of the pituitary hormones. And the thalamus is located right here. And the thalamus deals with like your sensory impulses. And then you also have what's called white and gray matter, and that's in here. As you can see the difference, like there's darker and then there's light. The gray matter is where all the synapses are, while the white matter just connects the other gray matter.